Hey guys, we're ready to start Unit 3, which is linear functions. So this should be recall and repeat for some of you. I'm glad we're going over this because I do see a disconnect on the students in locating the slope. So this is a good thing. Here we go. A.3A. We're going to determine the slope of a line given a table, graph, 2 points on a line, or an equation such as y equals mx plus b or ax plus by equals c. So let's start with table. Let's do that one first. So we're going to look for a table, a graph, 2 points, and an equation. How to find slope from a table. This is so important. If you understand this, you will probably pass the EOC. So a slope, as we talked about, is a rate of change, such as I believe we used the example in class that somebody worked at Chick-fil-A and made $12 per hour. The 12 is the slope. That is the rate of change that it changes times the hours worked. I think we also used maybe a plumber, and I know we used an electrician. So it just depends on what class we were in. So let's say we have this table. And we know x is 1, -1, 0, and 3. And you see that y is 3, 1, and -5. They have a formula you can use to find the slope. I'm going to put it right here. But we're going to use the calculator. But this formula shows you the change in y over the change in x. And it is written as y2 minus y1 divided by x2 minus x1. And like here, you would take y minus 1, and you would take -1 minus 0. Whatever you get, you would divide it by each other, and you will see that you will get the same answer as we do in the calculator. In fact, let's just put that here. Let's say we would have 3 minus 1. Well, it would be 3 minus, because that's minus. So 3 minus 1 over -1 minus 0. So that would equal 2. And over -1, which would be a negative. Because 2 divided by -1 equals -2. Now, instead of doing all this, we're going to use the calculator. So here's the calculator steps. And I've written it over and over and over, but I'm going to put it down again for you. You're going to hit the Stat button. You're going to hit Edit or Enter so that Edit is hit. You're going to put in the table. You're going to hit Stat again. You're going to hit Tab because you want it to go over to Calculate. And then you're going to hit the number 4 because we want to do the calculations for y equals mx plus b. You will enter all the way. Let's do that now. So here's our calculator. We're going to turn it on. I'm going to hit I'm going to hit Stat. Ooh. Let's quit. I'm going to hit Stat, Enter, and then I'm going to put -1, 0, 3. I'm going to tab over. I'm going to hit 3, 1, and 5. I'm going to hit Stat, Tab, 4, Enter all the way. Oh my gosh, that's not it. Hold on. So I'm going to hit Stat, Enter. I'm going to hit -1, 0, and 3. I'm going to tab over. I'm going to hit 3, 1, and -5. I'm going to hit Stat, Tab, 4, Enter. And I know my slope is -2, just like we found out here. If we did it by hand and checked it with the calculator, we would see that it's -2. So we are using the form of y equals mx plus b. The calculator uses y equals ax plus b because it doesn't have the letter m. It's in the same spot. Your slope is always next to the x. Always. I think that should do it from the table, okay? Always next to the x. So now, let's write how to find slope from a graph. And I'm going to highlight these steps here because they're so important. Stat, Edit, put in your table, Stat, Tab, 4. Enter all the way. So if we have a table, and I have one here, and I will pass one out to you if you are in class. So let's say we have this table here. Tape it to the paper. So first of all, you need to find 2 exact points on the line. I always like to use the y-intercept because I know that's an exact point. And I'm going to put that here too because you need to know that as well. And I'll put it down here. Because after you find 2 exact points, like this wouldn't work. That's not an exact point. This is an exact point. Then you can count. You can count up and down, up or down, which is your rise, divided by, and the reason it's your rise or up or down because it's on the y-axis. And then you're going to count either right or left. And going right and left is your x, which this gives us this, which is a change in y over a change in x. And let's do that right now. So I found my point here. I'm going to rise up 2, and I'm going to run 1. So I go up 2 spaces, 2 squares up, 1 square over. And 2 divided by 1 is 2. And we can see the line is going down. So therefore we know it's a -2. So let's write that here. If the line is going up, it's positive. If your line is going down, it is negative. So we have our 2 points. And now we understand when it crosses the y-axis here, is your y-intercept. So we know that B, which is the y-intercept, is -1. Okay. So now, let's see. I think I taped this wrong. Yeah, hold on. It's not anything that's going to mess with y'all's stuff, but right here. There we go. Everything is still the same. The slope is still -2, but my y-intercept is +1. And that's what I just wanted to make sure that I wrote everything down correctly. So I had it upside down. Sorry about that. So, based on what you just did, you could now write this equation because you know y equals mx plus b. You know your slope is m. M equals -2. You know your y-intercept is 1. So you know your equation is y equals -2x plus 1. If we put that in the calculator, so if this is too hard to remember, rise over run, all this stuff, put your equation in the calculator such as this. You could put this in y equals, put in equation, and see if it matches. Then you know you have the right number for your slope. So y equals -2 x plus 1, and then just hit graph. And there it is. Crosses right there at the +1. and it looks perfect. So we did it from a table and we did it from a graph. To check. Okay, let's turn the page because there's too much here. So now we're at A.3A part 2. And we're going to do how to find the slope from 2 points. Okay. So I'm going to go back to our table here and I'm going to find 2 points. And I found, let's use some different points. Let's use these here. Let's use x is 1, y is -1. So I'll put that here. X is 1, y is -1. And then let's use another one right here. X is 2, y is -3. So if they give you 2 points, you can use the same method as you do for the tables. You can either write the 2 points out. X is 1, y is -1. X is 2, y is -3. Or you could just put it in your calculator. And you're going to use the same features. You're going to hit Stat. You're going to hit Edit. You're going to put in the table. You're going to hit Stat. You're going to hit Tab. And you're going to hit the number 4. And then you're going to enter all the way. And if you do it this way, instead of doing rise over run, it will automatically tell you if its slope is negative or positive. So let's put these 2 points in. I'm going to hit Stat, Enter. I'm just going to type over these. I'm going to hit 1, 2, then I'm going to hit Delete and get rid of that one. Then I'm going to hit -1 and -3 and delete and get rid of that one. I'm going to hit Stat, Tab 4, Enter, and I can see my slope is -2 and my y-intercept is 1. So we know again that slope is -2 because we're using the same thing on everything. And the last one is how to find slope from equations. Now, if the equation's in the form of y equals mx plus b, you should never ever miss it. Y equals, let's say, 12x minus 19. You know it's in the form of y equals mx plus b. And we know our slope is our m, and it's right next to the x. So therefore, your slope is 12. What if it's written like this? Let's say, it's like this. 5x minus 12y equals 24. Well, we got to move everything around because we want it to look like this. Y equals mx plus b. So we want y on one side. So first of all, I'm going to move this 5. I'm going to do the opposite to get it over here. So now I have negative 12y equals 24 minus 5x. But I need to get rid of the 12 next to the y. Whatever number is next to the y, you need to get rid of it. So I need to divide by the same number over everything. And now I'm going to get y equals 24 divided by negative 12 is a negative 2. And a negative divided by a negative is going to give me a positive 5 over 12 because we can't do anything with that.